then I'll edit it. But then here is the rubric for standard 8. And so this is the meaningful engagement of families and community. And so I'll go back and forth with that, but I just wanted to go back to standard 8 right here. And so a lot of the artifacts, so one is, so when we look through standard 8, it, really kind of also goes into that priority 4 for a couple weeks from now, where, engagement of parents in the community, two-way communication with families in the community, school as a resource, and families and the for families in the community, excuse me, and then community as a resource. And so this one is actually the one where when I do the grading is where I think that it's at a basic or a developing. I like to think that most of the stuff that I have is at a proficient or an outstanding. But the one area of this is where it says the leader organizes at least one field trip annually for students to visit and learn from the community's cultural, social, intellectual, or political resources. And so, I've done quite a few things as far as like chaperoning and taking part in school initiatives, but I haven't yet done anything where I've organized an initiative. So there are the
Wait,
plans that. Oh,
can you show
yeah,
me that syllabus again?
yeah, sure.
I know these are, uh, similar rubrics, but like, what's the difference between basic and outstanding here?
Uh, um,
And
so
what
I
kind of
guess
field
I,
trip is not age appropriate and
well,
and
yeah.
doesn't use the community's cultural, social, and intellectual and political resources?
Well, I guess the one would be the instructional practices to promote student learning and student improvement. So, I guess the difference of taking them somewhere where it doesn't necessarily have any sort of academic benefits, and then one where it does, like sort of taking to them, like in the Gareth's field trip to Shanghai, to go visit the museums, or the ones that we've done for middle school and upper school. So there are some of those things that Dan and I have talked about, and that we've talked about for ways to kind of highlight social studies. It would be interesting to maybe try to do something for economics, or AP U.S. history next year, that could be
I have
specific
two.
to that.
It's going to be hard to do an AP US history one
Yeah,
uh, in Wuhan. I suppose you could take them to the consulate or something. But
right.
economics, you could talk to, our grade 8 scholarship student that's going to be grade 9 next year. His dad is an economist that worked for the Fed in the US for several years.
Uh, Chris?
And now, yeah, and now
Oh,
he's a
okay.
dean at a local university. You could
Right.
definitely
Okay.
bring him in to talk about the Federal Reserve.
Okay.
Uh, but then also, Sterling took kids to a museum on a history field trip last year.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was very well received.
Okay. Good.
So I feel like you've got some low-hanging fruit in the economics department for that.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right. All right. So there is that one, and then also social studies as a whole. Um, so yeah. So there's that one area where it would just be this cultural event right here. One of the things that I wanted to show, though, is that I mean, as far as the school, and especially this year, one of the things that we've done, uh, that I thought was the most meaningful has been the engagement with parents. And so one is just highlighting parent emails. Again, I've blurred everything out, but essentially, like, everything we've done from the very start of the year, where we had our welcome email to kind of discuss our subjects. Also, the emails about uh, so this is the one. Don't worry, April or Doris sent this out. Sorry, not April. With the Chinese. So so I didn't translate that into Chinese. But basically talking about the mentor mentee advisor portion of it, and then also just some of the feedback that I've gotten from parents over the course of the year, from doing the mocks on Saturdays or the comp days. So I do think that one of the strengths for this year has been the parent engagement portion. The other thing is, one of the modules we did was like looking at school reputation. And I know that as basis, we love to pride ourselves on what it is that students are doing in the classroom as far as making sure that they get into top universities. But also, I think, one of the key things that we do as a school is all the things that are outside of campus. So, like the robotics team that won last year in the U.S., and then all of the Model United Nations speech and debate clubs, and then the sports. I think that one of the things that we do really well as a school is kind of find that balance between what is expected as far as the rigor in the classroom, but also students finding the time to participate in extracurriculars, to kind of, show that basis is more than just, enhanced learning in the classroom. So, but that's also to promote our school here. Um, so this was again some of the things that we do throughout the year as far as a calendar. So we have, the first week of school, it's going to be the same way this year, right? Where it's the first or second week we have the meet the teacher night. Yeah, so I mean, just being able to meet parents within that first couple of weeks, and to kind of set standards and expectations. I think that, we do a really good job that way as far as engaging parents, and the rest of the community. The hard part is that because we're a private school, we don't really have that many stakeholders outside of parents, and maybe vendors that an ordinary school might have. So I think that having a strong parent engagement is really key. Um, and then a couple other stakeholders. So student events that we do that parents also take part of. So we had the Master Chef night, the orchestra weekend for the whole network, and then quarter awards, and then open demo days. So I think we do a lot as far as opening up our school to parents in the community, to hopefully get enrollment numbers up as well, but also to show what it is that a basis education does for their children.
When
So
you're
yeah.
in your program, do you look at any case studies or examples or do any research on other private schools?
So there were a few modules at the very beginning where we kind of had to do not just the demographics of our school, but also the demographics of like sort of the area in general. So I couldn't find much information regarding public schools, but April was very helpful in getting me information on the other types of private bilingual schools that we have in Wuhan, to kind of showcase the different numbers. But yeah.
I'm interested in like private schools in the US or exemplary ones in China where they do more community involvement because community involvement is something that we don't do very well. I feel like our kids have no connection to the local community.
Right.
We're completely isolated from we have like four public schools visible from my office.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we can see them out there, but we do nothing with them. So I was
Is
just
are
wondering if there are successful examples of private schools reaching into the community more.
that would yeah, that would here, let me write that down.
But the other thing is, you mentioned the demo days, but those are always for prospective students. Dan and I have
Yeah,
talked about doing those for current parents, maybe bringing in current parents to see uh, like classrooms and let them see a normal school day.
yeah,
We've always been very hesitant to bring parents in because, you know, they can take nothing is perfect. They can take anything and make it seem really bad. But
sure.
like Nanjing's been doing that. They've been pretty successful for it.
Okay. Um, yeah, that would be, I think that would be something that could be done. Like if it was like, would it would just be like a whole day like with their child, or would they be picking like a certain day, like we do a social studies day, science day?
Yeah, I think it would be we haven't really settled it yet. But what Nanjing does is they actually bring in a group of parents and then they have like a meet and greet and kind of a coffee room chat. And
Yeah.
then they just walk them up to a classroom and they all like file into the back of the classroom and watch for a little bit.
Okay.
And then they go back down and they talk about what they saw.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting.
I know Dan's dream is to walk them into some classrooms and then he's got like the earpiece and they're all wearing earpieces and he like narrates as it's going. Now you see the teacher doing a turn and talk. This is effective for learning because
Yeah.
it may be hard.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I didn't really think about I guess like I always just include with parent engagement in the community that like sort of parents are the community um at our school, and not necessarily uh like other public schools or other private schools, just because I always wondered like what the legal restrictions are, um just because I know, like there are like certain things that we can't do as far as volunteerism, right? Because it's like making kids work for free, um, or something like that. Yeah. So there is a weird kind of like little nuances there about what we can and can't do as a campus, when it comes to those sorts of things. Um, but I do think that would be like it would be interesting to see if like we could get kids to go into like some of the public schools and do like a reading day or something like that. Um or or whatever that could include. But I wonder like what those sort of restrictions are. But
Yeah, I've often wondered about that as well.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it does it does pain me. Like, did you see the Xiaohongshu post last year where someone from an apartment nearby took a picture where you could see our school during student drop off and then you could see the public school around the corner?
Oh no,
And they were
nice.
just like they were using it to highlight social disparity in China and being like,
Mm,
look at all of the cars in front of basis and look at all of the all of the scooters and
right.
like cheaper cars in front of the public school. And it's just like you can see the division of our country here and how ugly it's becoming. Like you've got our kids, there's people opening the door for them with umbrellas and like and the kids don't
Yeah,
even acknowledge it half the time. And
right.
meanwhile at the public school you've got like their grandparents walking them in, like holding like plastic sheets over them so they're not getting rained on.
Yeah.
And it was like it was ugly and it made me feel bad. Like, oh, we have all these resources and we don't really do anything for the
Yeah.
people around us. And our kids don't think about it.
Yeah.
But as you said, I don't know what we can do.
Right.
Uh, and unfortunately here, sometimes it's like I proposed once that we go into one of the public schools And they're like, oh, well, we don't want pictures of our kids in that public school. If we go, we have to go to a top public school.
Right. Right.
Like, well,
So
the, the top public school is probably not the one that needs it, and they're 50 minutes away. So we go across the street.
yeah. Yeah, I get it. So it's like, so even when we want to do something good, it kind of like winds that disparity a little bit. That it has to, yeah. Yeah, that's a unfortunate kind of aspect, I guess, about that, about what it is that we do or what we could do to help and what the perception of that looks like outside. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
But maybe we can find something. I hope we can. A lot of
I like,
parents, our parents want community service. We have a lot of parents that like make my kid pick up trash,
yeah.
make my kid go help people. And we're like, well, we can't because you might sue us. So
Maybe there's things that we could do to kind of protect the liabilities, but yeah, there'll definitely
it'll
be
help when
something
we
we
have a
could do.
bilingual. It'll help when we have a full license.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay. Well, do you have any other questions about the priority 3 or standard 8 that you wanted to discuss?
Um, I know for standard 8, you've been doing a bunch of stuff. How's that coming along? Like you talked about email templates and things you could prep for teachers in that beginning of the year handbook you wanted to hand out.
So I do let me try and well, I'm gonna stop sharing for 1 second, just so I can try to find that. Yeah, so I have a couple of my own, but I haven't yet made them generic enough for social studies. Um, but I do have whoop, can you see that?
Still, oh, there it is. Yep.
Okay. All right, just wanted to I just have the basic templates that I have for my social studies, but I have yet to make them generic enough for everybody for history and for econ. Um, but I do have those templates. Um, oh, so if I'm just getting used to seeing doing this on Teams now with sharing, but can you see that rubric as well? That pop up?
No, I'm still looking at the artifacts page.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So here, let me stop. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this. So if I just do the window, okay. Now you see yourself now? That pops up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh okay. Yeah, so for the going back to the artifacts, um so the parent emails, the student events, the parent engagement events. So this one, oh yeah, so this is the stuff that we've already done as far as like the Q&As, college applications. Sorry again, I blurred you out, but here I'll give you some FaceTime. Um, but so I think as far as the email templates, like I'll make sure that I finalize those before we get into on-site training, just so that way we have something. I think like we're all like we kind of met before the end of the year, and I know that as a upper school we're gonna have more stringent rules. But I think that even more this year enforced the idea, especially with 9SE, to make stronger, technology rules. Um, In fact, the AP teacher this past week, she said that she absolutely has no technology in the classroom. And so all the assignments they do are handwritten, just because she cannot trust her students to do their own work. So that is not just our school issue. That seems like it's a U.S. issue as well. Getting those kids prepared for the AP exam. So that's at least one norm that we've definitely talked about as being something we all want to have. Yeah. So the next one, as far like so I did some interviews as far as the survey, and I asked some teachers about like parent engagement, and it does seem like it kind of like it depended on who the teacher was. Some teachers were very diligent as far as like every unit they would message somebody, or message parents, let them know what's going on. And then some teachers were just like, "Oh, I haven't emailed them since the beginning of the year." That email. So it does seem that there's a little bit of inconsistency there. But for the most part, it did seem that like most teachers were much more communicative to teacher or to parents. So yeah,
That's good. I'm glad
yeah,
most were doing it. It's really,
yeah.
really hard to keep track of that stuff.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine what your email, Melissa's and Allie's and Dan's look like, just in one day. So,
Yeah, we need to start having everyone copy Doris and just give her a checklist.
give okay. Um, so yeah, that's about it as far as standard 8, and then priorities 3, uh priority 3. So then next week we can do priority 4, and then 9 and 10, if you want to. So
Okay, looking forward
yeah,
to it.
thank you for waking up so early. But I didn't hear any chickens, so I was a little. You got what do you have for alarm clocks there?
I've got noise canceling earphones, so you just can't hear them, but they're
Oh,
uh,
okay.
they're
Oh,
out
they're
there.
there. Okay. Okay, good. But all right, thank you,
All
Stephen. I
right.
really appreciate your help. So
Yep. Thanks for getting it all together. Enjoy your time at home.
thank you, you too.
Right. Oh, I have
Awesome.
your schedule.